we, my beloved? Oh yeah, so hello, it's Sunday here. I'm doing something a little bit different. Hopefully it's working. Let me know in the comments and I can see if everything is going well. But hopefully the little microphone is doing its thing. The microphone is microphoning and we can do a little bit of art together. I've got to put some things away. I keep gesturing towards my desk, but you can't see that. So I shall do this. And no, that is not working. Publish. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. Oh, I think I'm learning this program. Okay. It's only taken about 40 trillion years. We don't need this on at all, so I'm just going to take this off. And I've got to put a few things away, so I thought I would do that with you and talk about them, use them, even more importantly, as we go. Hey Julie, hey Terry, hey, happy Sunday, and for some of you it'll be Saturday. And don't forget, there's that special code, the I Love Drawing code on my website. At the moment, runs out tomorrow. And you can use it. We only just have to have one drawing thing in your cart, which you would probably put in there anyway. But because this is, I like everything to have meaning, and there's meaning as to why it's the drawing category. It's because my Valentine's Day gift to myself is to remember how awesome drawing is. And just let me know if the sound is okay and you can see things. Oh, now why is that happening? How strange. It just like magically did that. Oh, I'm just going to roll with it. Okay. So in this particular journal, this is a journal that I've made from the paper packs, and sorry, the camera just automatically zoomed in and it was just so beautiful, and it's giving it a portrait treatment. Ooh, this is cool. Okay. And I'm like zapping through space to my phone. So things in the technology department are pretty cool when they work. So this journal, oh my gosh, stay on target, squirrel. Paper pack. So this is a series of packets of paper, as the word suggests. They're in gorgeous envelopes that you can use as actual journal covers. And it's all of the papers from my journals, or most of them, as pre-folded large-scale journals. So you can make a large-scale journal. You can mix and match different papers, pick whichever favorite paper you want. And we also have the book binding kits. Binding a book is so easy. I'll do it another day. This particular one, I've got 2 signatures that I've bound into one of the manila folders that we send out our stencils in. So you can buy these on the website, but we also give them as gifts. And just so you know what the paper is, so there's lots of different papers. We still have the glittering prize. You can't get the glittering prize journal anymore, which has got the it's beautiful watercolor paper with a bit of a shimmer in it. And we've got different things happening. I've got a little bit of journal tattoos here. And what else? Oh, here we go. Here's a bit of tippy toes. Let's have a look then at this, shall we? So the camera is zooming back out. This is crazy. Ah, this is so cool. I'm just nearly about to have a heart attack of coolness. Let me just see if I can change this on the fly, because I would be very impressed. Oh my gosh, I can. We can change on the fly. And I'll just take that portrait thing off, and now we've got this. Stop it. So one of my favorite drawing tools, demonstrated here. I've got levitation paper on here, which is a like an onion skin or an airmail paper. It's a fine paper that loves fountain pens and does little different tricks with inks, and metallics sit up on it. So the pen that I've got here is Tippy Toes. One of the coloured sets we don't have anymore. There were 36 colours. Now we have 24. And oh gosh, some of you may even have had this as a free gift. Oh, now Centre Stage has just kicked off again, so I'll just turn that off. Okay, right. So we've got these are a metallic fine paint pen. So these dry to a permanent acrylic finish, and this is all of the colours here. And they're just some of my favourite things to create with for lettering, because you've got this beautiful brush tip. I've got swatching there, but also for this type of thing where I've got a page of just all sorts. And so this is green here. And I love to just add a little bit of patination. Now the amount of metallic shine for any metallic really depends on the surface. Some papers are thirstier than others, and of course it's always going to stand out more on another colour. So on black paper especially, but I've got a little bit of metallic in here, I've got a little bit of metallic on here. This is a watercolour paper. Watercolour paper is a little bit thirsty and it will absorb, you know, that's what makes it a little bit gorge. And then if I'm also on top of watercolour, you know, I'll get a little bit, I might just change colour. You'll get different absorbency for different things. And if you haven't seen me for a little while, I've got a little thumb issue. Things are going well. I go off to see the hand specialist again this week. And there is actually a tiny little bit of movement in there, but I've got to keep my little thumb brace on there as it heals. So we'll just see what happens. So what are these things just floating through space? I think these are like little creatures. I've got sprays here, and then I've done a bit of swatching and a little bit of this and that. But these have got this very tiny little delicate nib, or I can, where should I do this though? I might do it here. Oh, if I swap colour, you'll be able to see what it is that I'm doing. She can have a little purple streak, why not? Now, just checking my ink there before I start. We can go fine. This is why they're called tippy toes, because you can keep them right up on the tippy toe and then lay it flatter, and you get that thick and thin variety, and it's just a lovely creature. All brush tips, of course, do this to some extent. Rather than, just also should say, with drawing with a brush tip, depending on the brush tip, when you want that broader line, rather than pushing straight down, sure, you'll crunch it and you will get that thicker line. You will also shorten the lifespan of your nib by about 1,000,000,000%, okay? The funny thing about what's going on in politics is we've never even hardly heard the word trillion before, and now everything's trillion. We've bypassed billion and we're going for the trillions. So 1,000,000,000% is now viable option, okay? So if I squished it straight down, I would just end up destroying that nib. The only time it's appropriate to scrunch straight down is if you've got a brush type nib that's actual bristles, like this. I may as well talk about this, right? So this type of brush, this is a water brush. I've got Yowie Pigment of Imagination ink in here, and it's like an ochre beige. This is actual individual hairs, like all water brushes. So this can cope with a lot more scrunchals popping up and down on it like that. Now, because I like this journal, I need to be a bit mindful of what I'm showing. Oh, I can do it around here. Why not? Okay, I'm flinging ink all over the joint, so we can draw along. I can go thin up on the tippy toe. I can push it down, and I'm just going up and down rather than laying it to the side, which I can do as well. But just if you are using a brush tip paint pen like Tippy Toes, like Brush with Fame, like the Unicorn white brush paint pen, which is my current favorite. Where is she? Because this has just been so good to use with my hand, because it's a little bit thicker and it's quite easy for me to use. And it's so opaque, the whiteness. This is the most opaque of my white paint pens. And the lightest is the White Swan, I would say, with the little long neck. So this is great for nice little highlights, softer white highlights as we move up to bold highlights. So this type of pen, I think we played with it the other day. So this one we give a shake. It's the type where you shake. So with my things, if the barrel is clear, that is reminding you to shake it up. So you give it a shake, and the reason it's clear is so you can see that the ink is mixed. I haven't got musical markers right here on my desk. I just moved them. But they're all clear, so you can see that the ink is mixing. These you don't need, the ink is already mixed. It's a different type of paint pen. It's just, the ink just comes straight out. Usually that means that this type of paint pen where you don't shake it is not as opaque. The exception to that rule is the Brush with Fame. This is and these two. The formulas are just very, very good, but these are still more opaque. So this has got a special lid that you can bounce the thing in so that it doesn't get squashed as you're priming it, because with this type of thing you've got to prime the engine. No, prime it. We'll give her a little bit of highlight in the eyes, shall we? Hey Beth, yes Penny, my Thumbelina is she's doing good. She's doing good. Or I'm just very used to modifying what I do. Because I want to turn the page, I'm just going to rub that ink in a little bit. You can't do it alone. Oh, that's a nice little message there, isn't it? This is all paint pens here too. And I think I was watching something with Claire Danes where she was a fossil hunter. It was very good, and this was the era of clothing, so I did a little live stream and we wanted to do a bit of that sort of drawing. Oh no, that's not going to like that. I think I've got to remember to put ink in that guy. Well, let's talk about another favourite drawing pen then. That was the Epic pen, which we have had for a long time, but we don't have those anymore. They come from Japan. And I know a lot of you have those. I myself have about 70,000 of them. I have them everywhere. This is the Pixel pen, so we can talk about this. So if you wanted to try Pixel pens, I do have. You can just get the black on its own, because I just think it's such a good little robust paint pen. Fine liner. It's not a waterproof ink. The waterproof ink ones are the finishing line pens, so these have waterproof ink inside them. And this type of fine liner is water soluble. So there's 36 colours. Is that right? I think so. And there's lots of colours. And it's a great, for the fineness of it, it's a very, very robust, smooth nylon tip. So it just gives you just a very nice experience. And if it does get clogged with paint, with watercolour, with layer cake, with whatever, pastel, it's not absorbent. So you can just clean that off with a soft baby wipe, soft tissue. If it got really clogged, you could even just dip it in the water. That's going to dilute the ink for a little bit, but it'll start to reflow. And it's a very, of this fine type of little fine liner, this, I think it's just a creature of great delight. Now, I only use my own art supplies, so of course that's all I'm going to be talking about. And the reason I only use my own things is not ego driven or anything, it's just that I've created these to do what I need them to do. Because mixed media, I'm working over all sorts of different things. I want things to work as expected. I like them to be surprising and delightful, but I want it to be surprising and delightful, you know, on my own terms. Now, your hand, I think we've got AI hands here happening. She's holding the ball. You don't hold the ball like that, do you? Or is she trying to be strange? What's she doing? Why is she holding the ball like that? Like that? That's impossible. She should be holding the ball like that. So I'm changing. I think I was looking at a reference image, but maybe I wasn't looking at the image for her hands properly. And it doesn't look like I've put that much care into this anyway. So let's just see what we see. Okay. Hey Joy, how you going? Oh, Beth says she is a pen holder. Right. Okay. I wonder if I can zoom in a little bit. I don't think I can control my camera, but maybe if I click on center stage again. Whoa, okay, here's the hat. Oh, I wonder if it'll, let's just play with this for a minute. I'm just going to turn her hand around. I'll put the ball back in there, the ball back in her court. And let's have the thumb towards you. The thumb would be at the back, the ball would be in front. Okay, and this hand would be coming up, and there would be maybe finger here, finger up there, finger up there. I think that looks that looks so much more applicable than what I had there before. And we're just going to have bright yellow ball for now. And of course, easy enough to get rid of that black in the background, just with a black pen. Goodbye, other hand. It's nice knowing you. Because this page, I must say, I like whiz past because it's always just no. And why let things be? No, let's just fix them. We'll try. Why not? Okay, so yes, Yvonne, I can see you. If you are on Facebook, I can see you, your comment, and I can also, if you're watching on YouTube, I can see you on YouTube, I can see you on Facebook, I can see both. So I can't live stream to the Facebook group, so usually I from this software, and the software records things and does all sorts of things, and the going live from actual Facebook, I nearly had, I'm not even exaggerating, a mental conniption. It was just drove me absolutely around the bend, back again, and into a cul-de-sac. So yeah, I can't be doing it from Facebook itself, so I need to use something else, and this has been working well. And She's very orange. So why not change a few of these things that might be bothering me? I'll use that darker tone as her shadow tone. Let me just do this. So this will look a bit streaky and ugly at first, but we'll just let things dry. As I said before, I didn't really like it anyway, so let's just... And this is Brush with Fame, which is maybe one of my most used art supplies, especially at the moment because it's got this thicker profile which makes it easier for my hand to use quite a lot. I'm using tippy toes a lot, but I'm using them in very small ways. So one of my favourite ways is to get eyes to just pop, just stand out a little bit, and for using it, you know, just like little touches here and there. But these I can use quite a bit, and I can also thread them in my other fingers. If this is starting to feel a bit fatigued, I can actually thread it in my other fingers, and because it is a broader little tool, I can just play around with it like that. So I've been finding this quite handy. So let's just let that dry down a little bit and see how that goes. I'm such a liar. I'm not letting it dry. I'm not letting it do anything. You knew that that was never going to happen. I'm just going to just shape her little mouth a bit. Get that under control. I could drop this nose, you know. She's just having a faceectomy. Just excuse me for a moment. See, I don't think the lady of this era, she would be putting on the tanner. So I'm just going to take this. Now she's had a bit of a matrix moment. She's going to lose the whole lot. There you go. Let that dry for a mini. And, well, okay, so we've got this happening. She's got her ball there. I've got that bit of yellow happening. What a jazzy outfit, I must say. She's grabbing all the attention today in her hot pink and yellow stripes and her jade green outfit. Quite the showboat, really. What's going on here? I need to refine that. Okay, so that is back there. Okay, where's this hot pink? Is this behind her or forward? I might put it, I think it's meant to be behind. So, okay, we've got that corset sort of look that's underneath, and that's actually coming out from behind. Okay. I don't think you should be showing that much ankle either. I'm just grabbing this bit of goodness. So this is the Tasteful Nudes set. They all come with sets of stickers, the different Brush with Fames. There's 3 sets. And this is Tasteful Nudes. This is Hollywood Dreams. It's got a lot of these colours in it as well. It's all the warm, there you go, got all the colours there. And then there's also Super Yacht, which is over here. All these blues, greens, purples. And they're just, the colours are good. And there's also a set with just black and white and a set with silver and gold. Hello, Dolphy from New Hampshire. Don't forget her other arm. Well, we've got it here. I wonder if we can expand out internet. Oh yes, colour her other arm, I think you meant. Are the Brush with Fame pens new? No, they're not. Well, when did they come out? Oh my gosh, was it last year? I'm not too sure. You would think I would know that, but I can't remember things. Time blurs, right? When you're having fun. I do feel like these came out last year. So they're newish, but absolute hardcore, cannot live without favourites. And I have one of the the penthouses from my collection with Michaels back in the day. And I have them stacked in that, they fit perfectly. So, sorry, I'm just doing a tiny little sliver of tidy up as I go. But yeah, Brush with Fame, just as far as paint pens go, just so good. Well, I'm just going to say everything well, certainly try, put my name, because I have to use them myself, and I am not into not enjoying myself. That one's not quite dark enough. So this is the Pixel pen, a little Pixel pen. Building up the colours. Let's grab the whole thing. I might go in with this dark purple. Might have to use black in the end, eventually. Oops, her eyes are a bit skew-iff, but I'm just trying to get to the place where I'm not brushing past it, and we might not get to that place. I might still rush past it. We don't. I just don't want it to annoy me. So she's not annoying me right now, and we can turn the page. Don't tell me the sky's the limit. What's it say? When there are footprints on the moon. Oh, that's good, isn't it? This is Tippy Toes here, a bit of Brush with Fame. This is Joyful Gesso and Brush with Fame and everything. Everything. I love this little girl here. You're a golden thing in this heavy, heavy world. This is all, I think it looks like Tippy Toes, a bit of Brush with Fame. And if I wanted to add a little bit of detail, because I haven't got much black on there, I would actually use this, the Pixel pens. So these are definitely my favourite drawing little tools at the moment. And the other one that I've really been using a lot, I'll show you. See, I can add just such subtle little details in here. This is the lightest brown. I might even change to this light orange. And if I if I want to soften this, if it's too scratchy, I want to soften it a little, I can use a bit of watercolour, a bit of paint, a bit of water on a brush. Oh my goodness. And because this is a water soluble ink, so it will soften out a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry that she's got a bit of nudity, but she's just a drawing. And this is over some vintage paper, but this is one of my other absolute favourite tools, is the Sketcher-size pencil. So this is an automatic pencil. Comes in a set of 2. Oh no, there it is. So in the set, it's in a cute box that comes with extra erasers, extra leads. There's the 0.5 and the 0.7. And I've got, you can also get, so the normal leads that come with it are HB, and you can also get the 2B if you want to as an option. And that's what I've got in here, the 2B, and I've put a little bit of washi tape on there so I know that these are it's a softer lead. It's not so much that it's darker, but because it's softer, it's a bit wider. So it seems like it's darker. The colour is the same. So saying it's darker wouldn't really be correct. So this is the 0.5. This would be a great opportunity to go to the 0.7. So it's a bit of a wider lead, and I just have to click it to expose the lead there. And you know how an automatic pencil works, right? And I know that with pencil, you usually think of using pencil at the beginning of a drawing to set the drawing up. I tend not to draw from scratch in lead pencil because it's water soluble. So if I add watercolour and all of that, it makes everything a bit grey. And paint, another thing, it lifts up, and sometimes I don't like the things greying off, and I end up with it all over my hands. Not that that's such a big deal, but what I love is drawing on the top of things to add a little bit of extra detail, because it's a grey. It does have a little bit of shine to it as well, because it's a lead, a graphite. But I can use this to add little bits of detail, and I'm finding this is good with my little weird hand at the moment because it's got this textured surface. It just gives me a little bit of extra grip. And again, if my hand gets a little bit fatigued or I feel like I need to just give it a little rest, I can actually rest it in here, and because it's got this bit of extra grip, it just gives me a little extra control, I feel. So I'm actually controlling it just with my fingers because I don't want to be told I'm not allowed to draw. And yes, I am kind of resting my hand, but I'm using different parts of my hand. It's just probably, surely that's good for me too. That's good for my brain, I imagine. Now I can feel the paper is quite delicate. I don't think I've put matte medium over the whole of the paper, but if you're working on vintage paper, you can put matte medium over the whole lot to give it a different, a more robust surface. I might have done that. If I put watercolour on it, I'll know. But because this is a clear acrylic, the collage medium is a matte medium. It dries absolutely clear, and it's basically acrylic paint without any pigment in it. So, but it helps protect things, as well as using it as a glue and all the other stuff that we like. So the Sketcher-size pencils help me add a little bit of depth, a little bit of this and that. If I'm in a contemplative mood, if I'm just working things out, or if I'm just wanting to add a little bit of extra detail to something that I already like, a little bit of depth, bit of contouring. And because it is lead, if I don't like it, I can erase it. There's an eraser in there, or I can use one of my little book erasers. So these are great because they've got all these little edges, little pokey bits. So say if I didn't like what I had just done there. And rather than blow on it or brush that, use a brush. So I've got the little unicorn here. I had to make this as I've got plenty of brushes. I can just use a clean paintbrush, set aside a brush, so I'm not really using much for that. This is so crazy. It's in the corner of my eye all the time and it reminds me to use it. That's why it's rose gold, not turquoise. It's so that it's got a pink nose and rainbow. So it stands out so that I use it, you know. And seriously, just having that sitting there, it just makes me happy. So whatever. Anyway, that's my little eraser set. So they're actually shaped like some of my books. And very cute. Okay, so I'll pop them there. I am sort of putting things away as I go. Now, she could have a little bit of twinkle in the eye, I think. Just will help the eyes pop a little bit. Because when you look at it, it's just a colour, but it's when you turn the page. Come over here. Computer, camera. Thank you. When you turn the page, when you move the paper, you get that little bit of glow happening. But when it's just sitting there, it's just normal. But then when you turn, we get a little bit of a, ooh, look at those eyes. Cha, 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 cha. She's got a little bit of glow in the hair. All the things. All the things. Okay, so come on, camera, come over here. Why are you over there? Come over here. Come over here. There we go. Thank you so much. Yep. Okay, well, let's turn the page. Also, we have to put on a thing on her lady parts. I don't mind them, obviously. I have some myself and I draw them. But we have, I suppose, on Facebook especially. I don't know, haven't they removed censorship? Okay. Caruso said your art was unoriginal. I would ask them, show me some original art. If someone gives you a critique, it can be a bit stinging and you just want to run away from the person because you think, why would you hurt my feelings? But I would ask them and get them to explain that until you understand. Get them to show you what it is. What are they talking about exactly? And because that's helpful for them as well. That's a throwaway line. Something's unoriginal. And it's very, very dependent on the person who's looking at that. What might be unoriginal to them may feel brand new to you if you haven't seen what it is, especially if they're an older person or they have more experience. Sure, it might feel unoriginal to them because they've seen it. Well, share that experience. So rather than be in a hurt space or feel reactive about it, I would say ask that teacher to just dig into that a little bit more for you. Say you don't really quite understand that. Could they please give you some examples of what they find to be original work and get them to help you a little bit if that's their major course correction for you. That's why you're in class, to learn. And I must say, if I have a criticism with something, I tend to internally roll my eyes, but I try and dig in and listen to it, what it is. I try and walk in those shoes. I don't always put my own shoes back on because, you know, maybe there is a wisdom there that I'm not quite seeing, and I would encourage you to, find out a little bit more about what it is that what's their definition of original? And it takes a long time to become original, like to sort of expect someone that's learning to be original that's a pretty big ask. I mean, and if you're talking about like I'm reading a book about Botticelli at the moment. One of the great masters, blah, blah, blah. How original was it? Like he was using Greek sculpture as a reference point and yes, but we do want original work for sure. And it's such a massive insult to say to an artist, if your work, if someone's looking at your things, and if they say to you, oh, your work reminds me of X, Y, Z, or I've had people like, if they question, oh, have you heard of it so and so? I'm like, yeah, they're a student of mine, but what they were gearing up towards is telling me, oh, so and so's, you're copying, X, Y, Z. No. No. I sometimes will copy a human being. That's what life drawing is. So, yeah, I don't know. But if you're in a learning environment, any something that you take as a little bit of where your feelings are a bit miffed, try and stay in that space and really dig into why it miffs you, because it's telling you something, and also question the person who has said that, because they're probably not trying to hurt your feelings or miff you. They're trying to help you. So I would dig in if that were me. And you can internally roll your eyes, or you can get out of class and you can roll all around on the ground, rolling your eyes the second you exit. Yes. So, and I think sometimes, but see, so Caruso's now saying, they said your art looked like graffiti. Well, a lot of people want their art to look like graffiti. You're talking about street art. I mean, just if I wiggle my hands, sometimes the camera comes over here. Hello, come over here, please. Come over here, please. It's not doing it. Okay. There we go. So they've revealed in themselves that they might not like graffiti. So that's their personal thing, that they might not like it, so it doesn't resonate with them. Unfortunately, if someone like that is giving out the marks, you have to adapt yourself. And as an artist, that's actually a good lesson in itself. How can you find a way to get around that obstacle? They're giving you your mark. So I learnt that as a kid really early on. Oh, that's my pigment thing. My teacher would praise me if I painted something super realistically, like copied something. I find that a little bit boring. I like doing it as a challenge, but I can't do it all the time. For me, it gets a bit boring. So I would just treat it as a game. I would do that, get that over and done with, do my best of what it is that the task at hand was, because that's where my mark is coming from. And sometimes you can't get someone else over their prejudices. It is what it is. And then, I just do my own work in my own time. Plenty of artists have had to do that. You just get better on your own. But if you're having to exist within the paradigm of someone else giving you marks and all that, if you worked as a commercial illustrator, or you were doing portraiture for someone, or you're working where someone wants you to create something, you're going to run into the same thing. So you just, as an artist, you do have to be a bit flexible. You have to remain with your own vision, but head up, stay strong, fake a smile and move on. Sometimes that is just the way things are. And it's okay, you know. It's okay to take things as a learning experience, because you learn what it is that you don't like as much as it is what you do like. And these are very important lessons. And you just don't get your way all the time, even as an artist. So staying strong to your vision means more of, I think, as an overall life thing rather than in every single circumstance, you know. We just don't get our own way all the time. We have to live in reality. And sometimes there are gatekeepers and people that will block the path, and there's just not much you can do about it in the time that you've got. It's just not worth the, you know, it's not worth being right. It's just worth being happy. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but that's my advice for today. So yes. See, good mark making, and you're saying they need to draw what you see, not what you think you see. That's one type of drawing. If you go to the dynamic drawing where I do life drawing, we want to draw what we feel. We want to draw our reaction to something. So things just completely, it's so subjective, and you just need to learn whatever you can in your learning environment, and not, unless you want to take on the system and fight the whole system. Learn what you need to learn. Ask every question. It's highly unlikely that you will make someone change their mind about what they consider art and what they consider drawing. And you can fight the establishment for your whole life later on. But as you're learning, if it's going to get in the way of your learning, experience, I don't know. But yeah, that's someone that's made up their mind of what art is, and unfortunately they're the gatekeeper, and that is life. It shouldn't be, but it is. There's always going to be someone that needs to be pleased, I guess. Unless you're me and you just do whatever you feel like. But you have to, you know, put in the, that doesn't happen straight away. And my taste changes all the time. And by no means am I perfect. And I don't have my art in galleries. I'm not working on commission for anyone. You know, I don't want to do that. I've done that. And I'm doing what I do because I love it. But what my dream is going to be different to what your dream is. All of us, everyone watching this, we all have different dreams, and your dreams change over time too. So you need to allow movement for that. But it's very disparaging, discomforting and unmotivating when you have a teacher that you just don't see eye to eye with. But if that is going to teach you resilience, if nothing else. And resilience is just such an important trait. I read a thing about resilience last night. It's the ability to attack as you're running away. That kind of didn't quite make sense to me, but just made me laugh. The ability to attack as you're running away. Oh, I think we could turn her into a little bit of a Frida. What have we got today? We're here, right? Oh, unibrow celebration. Ah, let us celebrate the unibrow. So I went to an art class just not that long ago, and the teacher, I'd been doing abstract. I didn't say in the curriculum that it was an abstract class. It was mixed media, but I think that's what the definition of it was to that artist. So anyway, again, that's the gatekeeper. That's the person. That's the thing was what it was. Anyway, so I would do my abstract and I do my giant format and I do all that, have my fun with it. And then the teacher said, let's see if I can get the camera to pan over here. The teacher, I started drawing a face, you know, and he came over and stood behind me, back to your old ways. And I must have swung around, giving him a bit of a look, and he pretended it was a joke. We both knew. We both knew that he was not joking. He was very disparaging. And I just thought, F you, mate, in my head. But, yes. Yeah, so, you know, but it's not going to stop me. It made me go back to teaching my own classes, which I did actually. I forgot to tell you. I actually put them all up on the website, got my dates ready for the next classes, la-di-da, and then this happened, and like really became acute, and I'm just sort of I don't know how long this is going to take or what, la-di-da, and I really want it to get better, like really. And I don't want it to bothering me or to become a bigger problem. So I've just put them on ice for the time being, but I'll let you know when they're, like I had them up for about 20 minutes or something. I'd put them up and then I thought, you know what, no, I better think about that. Because what happens if it was a bit of a problem and then I was trying to teach people to draw and I was having problems. So I thought, no, better not. So we've got a little bit of Frida-ness there, a bit of unibrow. Yes, Saranya, my hand is doing good. My hand is doing... Hey, Zandra, how you going? Yes, yes. And is the sound good, by the way? Let me know. Caruso is just saying, it's been interesting as a queer neurodivergent artist. Well, you know, I would say that's very common. You know, if you have a look at who the greatest artists on the planet have been, there's been plenty of neurodivergency, plenty of queerness in all forms. It's sort of part and parcel. So you would wonder why that. I would say that would work to your advantage. Work it to your advantage if it isn't quite at the moment with the gatekeeping of the teachers that you have now. That won't be the case forever. That will change. And, you know, just hang in there. Learn what you can. Don't get so aggravated and don't let it work you up in any way. It is what it is. It's a learning experience and this is going to happen to you always. There's always going to be people that don't understand us. Don't try not to let it try and work within the parameters and treat it as an exercise in resilience. Even if it feels unfair and the whole thing, sometimes things, it is what it is. And just work with what's happening. Attack as you are running away. Oh, this pen. This is Brush with Fame, and this is Black Limousine. So this comes in a set with a white. There's 2 whites, 2 blacks in the little box, and it's the Stop the Press set with veneers, which is the white, excuse me, and the black. And I've got Brush with Fame Gold in here. I don't know what else. This is Legends of the Sea ink on levitation paper. So this is Legends of the Sea just on watercolour paper. And then see how it gets this green sheen on the specialty paper? Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Watercolour paper. This is smooth operator paper. This is that pen as well, Brush with Fame. Oh, that reminds me, I must take some of those eye stickers, the washi tape eyes upstairs. Oh no, they're the journal tattoos. I don't think I've got any washi tape eyes here. Yeah, you should feel beautiful and safe, exactly. So this is a nice little, I've got layer cake here, and I can build up a little bit of detail so that I can retain the softness of the layer cake, the look of the layer cake, but I can add in some detail. I can't paint at the moment. I'm having real trouble with the paintbrush. I have to move my hands so much, and that is no. So I'm just pretending it doesn't exist for the time being. And digging into the drawing, hence the reason I've got that little special offer at the moment, just to encourage everyone to get drawing. Yes, Christiane, just love, that's right. Oh, good. Christiane's saying, sounds good, pictures amazing. Great, isn't that cool? I kind of like how it's doing this weird little zooming in here and there. It's I'd like to be able to control it a little bit better, but I can look into that. Really quite cool. And it's attached like wirelessly through to my camera. I'm super happy about it. Like, it's kind of nifty. This looks a little bit like a billy goat beard happening here. But, you know, we have, that's all right. That's all good. Billy goat beards, be free. We could turn this into a little bit of a Frida unibrow. Just Frida-esque, that's all. Isn't it amazing that a facial feature can be so famous for one person? You know, like the Charlie Chaplin. Oh, I suppose Hitler kind of ruined the little square moustache for everyone. But let's think of it as a Charlie Chaplin. Everyone who was wanting to wear those. But yes, just how a particular, I'm trying to think of who else, not a famous face, but just even like if a unibrow, you know, that is Frida, you know. I suppose it's kind of a bit, well, plenty of people have them, I guess. And moustache a little bit, you know, the feminine bit of extra facial hair. and just sort of making it her thing. Working within the parameters of the establishment. Just rearranging my beautiful paint over pens a little bit here. So this is all layer cake. And we're ready for a little something to go in there, aren't we? This is layer cake and paint over pens here. Oh, I love that one. Pencil and watercolour gesso. How gorgeous is the window pane paper? This is pencil. This is paint over pens and a bit of watercolour, a bit of paint I think there. Oh, and we're back to where we started. Oh, all hate starts with theft of some sort. My goodness, that's a little bit, that's a lot. Oh, I need to zoom back out again, I think. Well, there you go. Oh yes, Farrah Fawcett hair does appear quite often in my artwork. Now I think I made that into stamps, and we've got a little bit of Kyoto, my experience in Kyoto, a bit of a, but she should have a big obi on as well. Oh, I love this journal. She ended up on the tin. Oh, her face is odd. I always rush past her. I think that's spelt wrong. Pretty sure. So there you go, my friends. I think I've nearly put away my. I've nearly done what I intended to do. I've nearly put everything away. I've just got a couple of pixel pens to put away as I put away my favourite art supplies, and I made a little video of them. Oh, this I haven't been using this at the moment because I like to roll. This is the rainbow pencil. It's so cool. It's so cool. Should we give her a little? Let's see. My hand is a bit sore, but as you're drawing, if you roll it, you'll get all of the different colours. So I'm just not going to do that. I can feel my hand in there a little bit. I don't want to overdo things. I want everything to... We didn't use the dip pen. This is one of my favourite things, but we didn't get to that. I've got to undo the little jar of ink, so I'm just... Little jars, undoing jars and things are not for me at the moment. And then I'm just going to, and coloured pencils I haven't really been using a lot because it's a lot of work to colour something in. So I'm just using broader strokes and drawing because it's just poop, 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 rather than going in and filling in colour. I'm drawing on a lot of stuff that I've already got happening. So that's just my little journey at the moment. Oh, I just saw this little journal here and thinking, oh, this could be fun to create in these days. I love her. Oh, yum, Euphoria watercolours. So this is one of the flip journals, and I've just put one of my plastic covers on it and just put in a different one of our paper bags as this is the flip journal. Oh, wait a minute. I just need to put a big secret on that one because those things haven't even happened yet. What's this one? Stamped a story. Oh, so cute. Sorry, I'm just looking at all my things here. Okay, so I'm going to swap round to this camera and say goodbye, or I can, oh, see, then it doesn't matter so much if it's a bit messy behind me. But this worked, and I'm really proud of myself for setting that up properly. Okay, my friends, well, thank you for joining me and having a little look at some favourite things. Which pen? The hot pink. The hot pink ink. Sorry, I can't see that. That's the hot pink ink. This is Tattoo Pink. This is a neon waterproof ink. And it's just the cutest thing as well. So you can put that in fountain pens, you can put that in our Dr. Ink pen, you can put that in any of my fountain pens, all the fountain pens. You can put that in the Make Your Marker, you can put it in a water brush, you can put it in just drip it, apply it with a paintbrush. Don't need to put it in anything if you don't want to. Just do it however you like. But I love screechy scratching with the glass dip pens, especially that tentacle one. I just feel very mermaidy when I use the Inked-Puss dip pen. And this, I put some ink in just a little shot glass, and you just dip your ink in there. We'll do that another time. I will do that when my hand starts to get a little better. So if you wanted to, don't forget we've got our Freediweary prompts. They're all still happening. And the artwork in the Facebook group is just so cool. So you can find that in groups on Facebook. Just look up Jane Davenport. The name is Jane Davenport Mixed Media Art Models. That's the whole name. And it's free and fun and fabulous, and everyone's posting there with artwork they've made with any of my supplies. You don't just only have to use that to make something, but as long as you've used one thing, that's all we ask. And I've got the special offer at the moment, so it ends tomorrow night. Oh, little dog. Ends tomorrow night, so the midnight on the 17th. EST, and it gives you a discount off your art supplies. You just use the code I love drawing. One word, no caps, no spaces. I love drawing. And you need to have one thing, at least one thing from the drawing category, which is a big category. Everything I showed you today is drawing. And I've got the link there, I think, in the description. You should be able to find it, and you just pop that code in, and that gives you a discount for until tomorrow. There you go. As a celebration of drawing, and also it was my wedding anniversary on Valentine's Day. So I met Angus on Valentine's Day, and we got married on Valentine's. You're allowed to do that if you meet on Valentine's Day at a party. And then yes, I thought, well, that would be a very easy way of us to remember our anniversary, because growing up, like watching the Flintstones, what else was on? Just everything where there's a married couple, there was always trouble in Barada. Sorry, I'm putting things away as I talk. There was always trouble because the husband would forget he would forget the wedding anniversary, and it was always be a thing. So I thought, well, if we make it super early, super easy, no one will forget that. So, oh, cool, Lee. Excellent. Glad that you worked that out. Bye, Penny. Enjoy the snow. Would be nice to look out and see snow. I suppose you'd get sick of it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you don't. But it sounds very romantic and lovely. So have a wonderful day, and yeah, have fun with the voucher if you so desire.